G'day everyone, Aussie Mark here. Just finished doing a review a little while back there on my SP50, and one of the things in the review, which I'll hopefully post before I post this, that I didn't like with the sheath was that there was no snap lock on the retention strap. And I'll mention in that review that I was probably going to do something about that. Well, thought we'd do that, and yeah, we're going to do a quick video on it and show you how we put this snap lock on. Hopefully it'll actually work. And please bear with me, the camera angles and all are something I'm not really used to, so there's every chance I go in and out of shot. I'll try really hard to get it right for you guys, but as I say, bear with me a little bit. Now what we're going to fit up, I've done this once before on a SOG Seal Pup Elite. I bought some of these things down at a camping store, and these are what they are. I'm not going to use these ones because they're chrome and basically they look a bit too bright against that black in my opinion. I unfortunately couldn't get black, but I've got this kind of, if it's showing up there, tarnished bronze sort of look. I might even, once I've got this as the top part fitted, I might even just give that a light sand and mask it up and hit it with a bit of matte black spray paint or something to see how that comes up. But anyway, we've got 4 pieces that we're going to need to use. I'll just fish them out here. And little tools as well. So there's 2 parts for the press stud that go onto the actual bottom of the sheath, and there's 2 parts for the top. Now that's the bottom bit. Yes, I know, I should have had all this pre-organised, shouldn't I? Sorry, I didn't. Alright, I'm just going to come out behind the camera and hopefully be able to see these a little bit better. Get the viewfinder around so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so these are our 4 component parts, and they're very, very fiddly little things. Okay, that's them there. So what you've got is that's the top part, which when the clasp is closed is what you see. That little piece there with the spring in it is what goes on that. And then what we're going to do is we'll be punching that down with the little tools provided with these kits. Sorry, bring it back into shot, Mark. This piece here, this goes through your bottom strap. That goes on top, so the material's between those 2 pieces, of course. We can get it to go through. And then what we do is we're going to punch that piece down. So then eventually what will happen is this one here clips down onto that one there. At least that's the theory. Let's go see if we can make it happen. Okay, split those into their parts again. Now the tools that came with the kit that I bought here at a camping store in Australia, I've no idea if these are made here. Well, yes I do. Nothing's made here, it's all made overseas, probably in China. These are the tools that came with the kit. That's a little base plate, and it's double-sided. Now when you're doing the top part, just sit it like that, the top part goes in there, and then you attack it with your tools, turn it over, and you've got that on the other side. And these are your 2 punches that you use. I'm not sure which one's which. Hopefully I'll figure that out before I make a complete mess of this thing. Ever onward. Alright, so first things first, we need to establish where we're going to put this on the clip. Now, because it's black, it's not going to be much point marking the pen, so what I've got is a bit of chalk here, and I've just got some sandpaper to it and put a bit of a like a wedge shape on it, so I get a nice even or fine line. I'm going to basically mark that thing pretty much where the middle of the handle is. I need to make sure that I leave enough velcro either side where that's going to go. So it's going to go around about there like that. Hopefully you can see that. I'll just pull the knife out for the moment. Now what I'm going to use to do this, I've got one of these tools that I bought for something or other years ago, and I've already set that up so that particular one there is just a little bit bigger than I need it to be to put that metal through. Now these usually put up quite a bit of a fight, these webbing, to get through, but just get it on the right spot there, nicely centered, and you can hear it there maybe, just trying to slice through. But it won't go through all the way. I know I'm going to have to fight this, and I'll almost certainly edit out and come back in. Yeah, it's putting up a good struggle, this one. I think this tool's not very sharp either, which isn't helping my cause. Coming from the other side. Right guys, well this thing is a total fail. It's not working at all, it's just not making any headway through that strap. At the best it's managed to put, it's going to show a little bit of a mark on where I'm trying to get through, but as you can probably see there, it's getting nowhere fast. So luckily enough, up on the shelf I've got some of these things which I bought somewhere for something, or actually probably didn't buy them for any reason. I'm a compulsive tool buyer as well as knife buyer. So we'll get a bit more serious and we'll try and attack it with this. Could get noisy. Anyway, that feels like it's doing a bit more business for us. Still not all the way through, but it's showing signs that it's going to get there. I might just need a slightly harder surface on that, but then again I don't want to blunt the tool, so persevere a little bit. Oh, that's got it. Alright. Beautiful, getting a hole through something could be so exciting, but that went through pretty well. Terrific. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the knife back in for this part. Just have another look here. Okay, yeah, that's nicely centered. Now what I'm going to do is put that little base piece on right now, rather than wait for later, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm just going to remember how to do this. It's that piece there. Goes under there. Okay, so we're putting that one under the webbing and through onto the Velcro side, and if that's going to show up, geez, these are fiddly. That little piece there is going to go on top. Now, at this point, hopefully, you can see there that that's what we've got, just like I showed you before. So what we're going to do now is we've got to roll that, or punch that middle section down to retain that in place. So we'll just head back round. Now the tool I need to do that is one of these two. What's that one? Okay, yeah, it's definitely that one. I actually think the other one might be supposed to be for punching the holes through, but it's not very good, so I'm not using it. So what I need to do is to put that on that little base plate, get it to sit there, trying to get the rest of the strap out of the way. I know this is hard to see, I do apologise. And we position that there, and again we're going to give it a bit of a hit with the persuader. Terrific, that's looking good. Okay, so I'll bring that up to camera to show you what we've got there. And you see that's rolled over rather nicely, and that's now secured into that strap. Alright, so now we've got to do the other bit. Now, what you're going to want to do at this point is put your knife back in, or at least this is how I do it. I'm no expert, I've only even done it once before, but this has worked for me. I'm going to roll that over the top. Now you want to leave a little bit of slack because there'll be a slight raise, so don't go super tight with this, just get it kind of about where you want it there. Now what I'm going to do is kind of look down the barrel of this thing, locate where the middle of my bottom one is, and I'm going to put a chalk mark just on there. Now directly under that, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, I'll grab a torch perhaps and light that up a little bit. You will hopefully see that that's in line with that clip. So that's where I need to put my top one. So again, we just carefully undo the strap so we don't knock all the chalk off. It's only chalk powder after all. Ease the knife out, grab our persuading block. Am I in frame? Oh yeah, sort of. It's not too bad, I suppose. Where's that punch gone? Centre that on there. Comes the noise again. Block your ears, turn your headsets down. Free-side wax, and yeah, that's a good little punch, that. Straight through. Where are we? Let me just see. You can't see this. I really have trouble doing this towards the camera. Seriously, no one else does. There's your hole there. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. And this time we'll turn that piece over because we're going to use that face bit so it goes into that little recessed portion there. It's got to go on here. Just make sure we get this the right way in. It's embarrassing if you do it wrong. So the dome or the face piece goes on there. We then turn that around, position that into that little tool. Now this is quite difficult, so that little piece of metal is only just protruding up past the Velcro. Yep, I should be able to get enough. If there was a problem with not being able to have enough metal for me to punch down on, what I would do is probably get in there and either with a lighter maybe melt that Velcro or somehow shave it away just so I could get more purchase on it, but that looks like it's going to be fine just as it is. So I'm going to put my punch on there. I'm just holding everything in place, a bit more hammering. let's see how it's gone. I think that's alright. Doesn't look as well folded over as the other one did, to be quite honest. I don't know if it's going to show up there, but I'm not sure that's quite as solid as I'd like it, to be honest. I'll give it a try, but if push comes to shove, I can always redo it later. But we'll see. For the sake of the demo, it's good enough. Right, so that's basically job done. So we're going to slide the knife in. If we get really lucky, this will even clip back up for us. And you can hear the clip there. The velcro folds back down, and there you go. So now, I'm almost certain I'm going to pull that off. I just don't think that top one's as good as it should be. Maybe I need to pull that velcro off a little bit. But that's given me a press stud, and I'm a lot happier having that on there. Sort of double up. I've got velcro in my clip stud. I'm going to probably redo that one, as I say, and then I might have a go at painting that one, sand it back, or a bit of steel wool, sand that back, finish it in black, and then we'll maybe come back and see how it turns out. Alright guys, I masked that up and hit that with a bit of spray paint, and I've got to tell you, I'm really happy with how that came out. That looks factory installed. Actually, I think it looks better than the factory installed one on the 43 and the gloss. This is kind of a matte or satin finish, and yeah, look, it works a treat. Got our velcro, of course, still there. Fold it over. We've also got our clip. We can fold that tag in down just a little bit, and that sits really nice and neat. So easy project and well worthwhile in my opinion. Thanks for watching everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.